Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, Charles Morse. I said that I'd be uploading a video today on the 17th of January. And I just checked my phone date calendar and I found out that today was the 17th. And Joe Biden's inauguration is Wednesday. So, yeah, there's a very high anxiety going on here, being that the Washington, D.C. is on lockdown right now because of this big U.S. terrorist threat on the Capitol to stop the inauguration of Joe Biden. I just want to get in today about what to expect, so let's get into it. So, Washington, D.C. is now on critical lockdown right now, and we are just nearing the inauguration of Joe Biden, and people are actually really scared, and they should be, because this means that the protection of the American people are pretty much in danger. Not just democracy, but the American people as well. There can be some real big things going on here. One, the plan of assassinating all governors of each of the 50 state capitals. One that's not going to mess around with this is New York. I say New York because Governor Cuomo does not allow American, or allow a president to bully New Yorkers. So Governor Cuomo would be taking things very seriously here, and people in New York can be assured safety by a governor that will not let this U.S. terrorist threat happen. Neither will he allow allow New Yorkers to be killed over violence, since we already have a we have a virus that is killing people, and we've had so far so many deaths here in the country, and with the violence with these pro-Trump U.S. terrorists, the media likes to call them protesters, but no, these aren't protesters. These are terrorists that we're dealing with right here. So I just want to say extreme caution is advised, because these supporters, or the terrorists, I should say, are going to have explosives, grenades, and probably even carry military equipment like guns, and possibly bring whatever terroristic weapons that they would use for, mass shootings and stuff like that. And if that's what I could probably expect for most of the year, you could probably say I'm right about that because pretty much these terrorists are wanting violence back in the United States of America. And I was, you know, thinking about how this assassinate, or, you know, this is, this was just my guess, but I was thinking of the JFK assassination, and I was thinking they would try to do the same thing with Joe Biden, being that there's going to be tight security guarding the president over getting inaugurated. And I was thinking that somebody be dumb enough to actually use a scoped rifle and actually shoot the president in the head, just like they did JFK. And I'm talking about John F. Kennedy here. And trying to compare it to a threat that you may not expect for these protesters to be, or U.S. terrorists be doing, or plotting. But then again, you can't be too sure that a situation like that wouldn't happen. But extreme caution is advised, and it should be taken. So, yeah, what is the purpose of this? Well, if to take it back in the beginning, the president, he incited the violence after, losing their election. Everybody was fed with his lies of there was major voter fraud. Not really that case right here. I mean, so little of that may have happened in 2000, but, the chances of voter fraud taking place is, very low. So far, it was proven that there is no voter fraud, and that is what these U.S. terrorists have their minds on. They won't get rid of that thought. They think violence is the only resolve here. And that machine back there, that was to hang Mike Pence originally, that brought me back to looking at the French Revolution, where they would behead traitors in France with a guillotine. And I was thinking that was almost a good comparison to see what was happening with the riot on Capitol Hill. That people were wanting to go back to that day in history where people just executed others when they thought that they betrayed the country and whatever. The FBI is on high alert of, well, they put the U.S. in high alert right now. After the inauguration of Joe Biden, there could be assassination plotting, and, Kamala Harris would take over as President of the United States if Joe Biden were to be assassinated, because they obviously hate who the current President of the United States is going to be for this year. It's not Donald J. Trump anymore. He lost. Joe Biden is going to be the current President of the United States. He's the next. And he's going to do whatever he can after he's inaugurated to bring America back to where it should be. That way people don't have to cower. And this violence stuff can get cleaned up. Because Donald Trump is the one who started this. And Joe Biden could be the one who ends it. If he were lucky to not be assassinated after Inauguration Day. And if that were to happen, then Kamala Harris would take over as being president. But we have to see what's going on. You need to be, like, very, very careful. We have no idea how deadly these U.S. terrorists are going to be. The U.S. needs to be put on high alert. It is on high alert. And nobody messes around with democracy. People can get rid of that belief of voter fraud because there is none. It's the reality, it's not a false claim. It's not because I said it was real. Voter fraud is proven to be completely false. And I will accept reality as it is with this election. Nobody messes with democracy and gets away with it. Nobody is above the law. For the most part. And if the president thinks he can be above the law and get away with it, the previous president of the United States that you've elected for 4 years, up to 2016 to 2020, he cannot get away with the law, and he can't get away with attacking democracy. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you liked what was said here, please comment and like this video and subscribe to the channel, Charles Morris, and I will see you all later.